Some dreams, you rehearse them so long, they stop feeling like dreams. They start to feel like memories, as if you've already lived them. But dreams never tell you how they'll crack, and how in cracking, they'll drop you to the ground. I thought London would greet me like a movie. Grand music, sweeping views, a voice announcing this is her cue. But my first real scene wasn't cinematic at all. It was under fluorescent light, a self-checkout machine, and 3 bananas refusing to scan. Arrival isn't glamorous. It's absurd. And absurdity is the truest part of the story. Cut to the airport. My parents stood steady, practicing the art of not crying. My brother gave me 2 stiff pats, the only one refusing to join the cast. Their daughter and sister, the girl who once got lost in her own neighborhood, was now boarding a flight to London, alone. I smiled the whole way through, scripting Heathrow like a rom-com, Hugh Grant whispering, "Love actually is all around." And for a while, it felt true. When I first arrived, London shimmering like a film set. Street signs in English, subtitles just for me. Or a market thick with spice and sourdough. Buskers carving poems in Covent Garden. Even the screech and the delay of the underground to my just arrived self felt like part of the score. In that moment, I claimed it, I'm here, almost believing the city agreed. But claiming isn't belonging, and filters always crack. Take Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus is one of London's busiest spots. Massive LED billboards never sleep, crowds never stop moving, and every inch of the street pulses with commercial desire. In my imagination, it was the 50s. Red phone booths, velvet theatres, women in gloves slipping into cabaret. But the reality? A live stream. LED pedicabs blasting Baby Shark. A man in Pikachu suit moonwalking for coins. Selfie sticks bobbing like periscopes in a sea of tourists. No one was dressed in the vintage British elegance I'd pictured. Instead, I love London t-shirts everywhere. And the voices around me? Not the crisp RP accents I've dreamt of, but Mandarin. 帮我拍一下，值得很多的来一张。13 hours on a plane for Shakespeare, welcomed in a language I already knew. My first stumble wasn't tragic. It was just the spell breaking. But Piccadilly was just a trailer. The feature came later, under Tesco's fluorescent glow. The kind of chain supermarket you see on almost every street in London. I stepped inside, basket in hand, a different kind of stage. Shelves instead of billboards, barcodes instead of spotlights. Milk, 5 kinds. Full fat, semi-skimmed, skimmed, organic, ultra-pasteurized. I wasn't choosing a drink. I was choosing a lifestyle. Potatoes, a genealogy chart. Maris Piper, King Edward, Charlotte, Jersey Royal. As if I needed a degree just to cook dinner. The rest of the shelves glittered with flavors I'd never seen in Taiwan, each one whispering, "Take me, taste me." But my eternal currency converter wouldn't shut up. It did the math and I did the sigh. So one by one, I put my fantasies back. By self-checkout, my basket had shrunk to survival mode. A pint of milk, a loaf of bread, and 3 bananas. Simple, right? Except I had no idea how to scan a banana. So I did the dumbest thing. Scan the banana itself. Beep on the peel. Nothing. Then I looked up, finally spotted the screen. The fruit menu exploded with options. Fair trade, organic, loose, ripen at home, a full-blown banana identity crisis. I know, for locals, nothing strange. But for Taiwanese used to queues and real cashiers with self-checkout still rare, even fruit felt oddly exotic. From behind, eyes drilling into me, a man in blue beanie already watching. My arms gave out. I dropped the basket on a platform, the bagging area, a hidden scale that weights every item. I didn't know that. So the machine screamed. Unexpected item in the bagging area. Please remove the item. Please remove the item. Colder, louder, like a public announcement of my incompetence. The queue shuffled. Blue beanie sighed. The international word for hurry up. Rattled, I yanked the basket off. Now no hands-free. Platform? Might scream. Floor? Too weird. So, for just a second, I slipped the bananas into my bag to free my hands. That's when a man barked. Oi, you can't steal that! Heads turned, every face a jury. And me, red, unraveling, and my English collapsing into half Taiwanese, half nonsense, which only made me sound guiltier. I hit the button. Call assistance. Meanwhile, a kid at the next till pinched his crisps with the confidence of a Wall Street broker. The bananas weren't the problem. Belonging was. That's how my London story began. Not with additions, not with fireworks, but with 3 bananas, my first checkout crime. Maybe that's the point. The spell has to break for the story to truly begin. Walking home, clutching an overpriced flat white, the kind of money that buys a deluxe bento box in Taiwan, I asked myself, when did I start turning London into a dream? Maybe it began with stickers above my bed, read, London, the most beautiful city in the world. For 10 years, I slept under those words. At first, they were just stickers, cheap glue on a bedroom wall. But a decade under the same words, they start to hum at you. Not decoration, almost direction. But maybe the words weren't the only seed. Maybe the dream had an earlier root. A boy. When I was 10, I had a friend. He spoke in decimals while I was still on my fingers. I admired him. Maybe even idolized him. He felt older than our years, like he already carried a map I couldn't read. That map pointed straight to the UK. Still does. He's obsessed with the football team, chants I never understood. And me? I didn't want football. I wanted his certainty. To walk with direction, to know where I was going. So one day, standing before my sticker wall, rows of cities and printed skylines, I borrowed his dream. London. Not fate, not destiny, but imitation. The first map Desire ever handed me. I carried it so long, it bent into my compass. Years later, London wasn't just on my wall. It stood outside my window, though I still felt I didn't belong. And yet, without noticing, I'd moved in too. A few months later, I returned to the same self-checkout. This time, before the screen could speak, my hands already moved. Scan, place, swipe, bag. I could almost do it blindfolded. I even had a Tesco club card. Then, a quiet voice from the next till. Sorry, do you mind helping me? A girl, fumbling with a fruit menu, I starting up for rescue. In that moment, time rewound, back to my own 3 bananas. But the rewind didn't last. Now I knew the shortcuts, which milk went on sale midweek, and how to hush the machine before it shushed me. Turns out, arrival isn't glamorous. Dreams don't warn you about bagging areas. Reality does. And It's in surviving those absurd moments that we began to belong. And that's when the dream finally bent into memory. The girl in front of me, flushed, already apologizing. Her panic was mine, just 3 bananas ago. I set my bag down, smiled, and with more certainty than ever, said, "Not at all." And just like that, my landing